Fion's offered to share some of her experiences about being a young carer and some of the things that are really, really good and some of the things that are a bit more challenging. So, Ffion, would you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Ffion. I'm a young carer. I've been a young carer for the past 7 years. I care for my mum and I'm from Wales and my first language is Welsh.
Oh, thank you so much. So, what are some of the really amazing things about being a young carer?
I think one of the best things about being a young carer is definitely the skills we gain. We have a lot more skills than a lot of other young people do. Big and small, little things, day-to-day things, and some really big things. And I think that's really awesome. I definitely think another thing that's great about being a young carer is the fact that we're caring for someone we love and helping someone out that is special to us is amazing. Knowing that we're helping, knowing that we're actually making a difference, even if it's just to one or a few people's lives, is awesome. And it helps you form bonds that sometimes you wouldn't imagine forming. Caring for someone definitely strengthens your bond with them. You get a lot closer. I know that from personal experience and from seeing other young carers around me. It's you get closer than you'd ever believe. And saying that, young carers all together, we're literally just like a huge family. Like it's the most understanding family anybody could ever be a part of. I've met so many people and I have made so many friendships and relationships. It's so awesome. You're not questioned. You're not asked to explain yourself. You literally just accepted. It's literally the best, most understanding family you could ever be a part of.
Oh my gosh, you really make the positives just, you really show all the positives and all of the amazing things. Are there any things that are a little bit more challenging about being a young carer?
And definitely knowing that someone depends on me, even if it's just sometimes and not always, knowing that someone is depending on me to help them can be really difficult. And it can be really scary sometimes as well, knowing that I have to be I have to be the rock. I've definitely had to be the emotionally strong one in my caring role. Definitely. That was that's one of the things that I do most is just be there emotionally for my mum. So that is definitely one of the struggles. And remembering to look after myself can be quite a struggle as well, because when someone else depends on you, you tend to put them first. So remembering that I need me time. I need to look after myself can be really challenging. And I think also having to grow up a lot quicker than maybe I should have is definitely a struggle because there's some things where I'm like, oh, I wish I could have done that, or I wish I could do that. But yeah,
That sounds really tough. Is there anything that's kind of helped you a little bit with some of those challenging things?
carers as young carers as a whole has definitely helped me with those challenges. Knowing that I have access to things like respite and one-to-ones and just knowing that I don't have to depend on myself. There are people that I can depend on as well. When caring for someone, you tend to rely on yourself for a lot of things. So knowing that there are people out there who understand, who are willing to help, who are there for me to talk to, it makes things a lot easier, especially other people my age who just understand because I don't have to explain myself or why I did something or where I've gone. They're just there. Having people that I can talk to, having people that are like me, and just having access to the support I need, it helps a lot. So definitely having them there, it really does help.
That's really brilliant to hear. So you've spoken about some of the people that kind of support you and help you through some of those challenges. So if you yourself, you were the Prime Minister or the First Minister of Wales, what would you what would you do?
I think I would definitely promote carers a lot more than they are, because as much as awareness is being raised, as much as they are talked about in some places, I still think that not enough people know of them. They are very in the background. Not many people are actually aware of what a young carer is, or what they do, or what they have to go through. So I think definitely promote it more to make sure that people understand. I definitely do that. I think as well, making sure somehow that young carers are taken seriously, that their voices are heard, because yeah, they may be young, but they just need to be taken seriously, just like everybody else. They have the right to be taken seriously, and I think that having that much power to be able to just say, listen, they need to be taken seriously. I think it would just make things a lot easier for them, which I would definitely do. I think just pay it back, really. Pay what all the things that I've gotten over the years back to them in any way I could in that position of power, whether that be speeches or rules or just meetings or just saying things publicly. I think any way of just paying it back, I would do if I could.
Oh, that sounds absolutely incredible. So you talked about some of the things that you'd really want to get across if you were the prime minister or somebody in a really high position of power. So is there one key message that you'd like to give to people that haven't had the experience of being a young carer?
I definitely, yeah. Young carers don't want to be pitied. They don't need people's pity. They don't need people's apologies. They just need support. They need their voices to be heard. We need our voices to be heard. We need to be seen and we need to be noticed, because we may be young, but we're never really taken seriously enough. So if people could just be a bit more understanding and a bit more prepared to listen, I think it would help a lot more, because that's what we need. We don't want pity. We want support to make our lives just a little bit easier.
Your message comes through loud and clear, Ffion. It really does. So thank you so much for sharing that message. Is there a message at all that you'd like to say in Welsh?
Dyn ni angen pobl I gwrando. Ni angen pobl sy'n barod I deall ni. Dyn ni angen pobl sy'n barod I rhoi y cymorth. Oherwydd heb hwnna, dyn ni ddim yn mynd yn unlle. Dyn ni angen pobl sy'n barod I gwrando arno ni. Dyn ni angen pobl clywed ni. Dyna be dyn ni angen. Felly, os da chi'n gallu trio deall, fydd o'n helpu mwy nag unrhyw beth.
Oh, diolch. Thank you so much.